You hear a lot of talk about making money and saving money, but how much have you thought about storing money? If you're not storing it well, its value could be melting away instead of growing in place. Common sense financial advice recommends 2 to 3 months of expenses be kept on hand as cash. But where should you keep it? Think of your money like ice. It's cool, and you need it handy for paying expenses, just as you might need ice on hand for when guests stop by and you need to serve drinks. But you wouldn't store enough ice for 3 months of drinks in your house, would you? Let's get frosty. Two big ideas: convenience and spoilage. You want some of your cash handy for paying bills, like you want a tray or two of ice on hand for making drinks. But banks pay lower interest rates that let your money melt with 2 to 3% inflation diminishing its value yearly. Let's look at how we can store it so we don't lose it. We've got three options for storing ice and cash. A pitcher is useful, but short term. The freezer is safer, still close at hand. The grocery store is always pristine, but takes planning to access. These match your checking, savings, and high yield savings accounts. Here's how. Checking accounts are your pitcher. Your ice is busy doing what it does best, keeping your drinks cool and refreshing. You're prepared for all your guests, even if they bring an unexpected friend or two. That's just like cash for rent, groceries, or unexpected expenses. But if you leave your ice in the pitcher too long, it's just going to melt. At a measly 0.05% interest, money in your checking account is literally shrinking, because inflation causes it to lose value over time. It's convenient, but use checking for spending, not storing. Your money deserves better. Savings accounts are your freezer. Ice stays good for weeks to months, and you can move it to your pitcher at a moment's notice anytime. However, ice cubes in the freezer actually shrink over time. In a savings account, transfers are instantaneous within the same bank. At 0.5% interest, that's 10 times better than checking, but you're still not beating inflation. It's good to have a buffer in case of big surprises. But just as you wouldn't keep a year's supply of ice in your freezer, don't stash all your cash here. High yield savings are like bags of ice in a grocery store. The store is making more all the time. You'll need a quick trip to get it before you can serve it to your guests. Online high yield accounts typically follow the Fed's interest rate, currently around 5%, which is another 10 times higher than savings, which finally beats inflation. That said, you usually can't pay bills from these accounts, and it takes 1 to 3 days to transfer funds to your bank before you can spend it. Store cash beyond your typical expenses here to keep it cool. Although about 95% of Americans have a checking account, rates for high yield savings accounts hover closer to 30%. If you had $10,000 stored in checking, savings, or high yield savings accounts, you'd be earning yearly returns of just $5 in checking, up to $500 in high yield savings. Beyond your 2 to 3 month cash reserves, you want to put further savings into investments that can earn even higher rates than what we're talking about here. Even the grocery store stops making ice once their cooler is full. Remember, checking accounts are for using money, like ice in a pitcher. Cash you don't need soon should be stored where it grows, in high yield savings. Don't let your money melt. Check the resources in the description for more information on comparing high yield options.